Welcome to the Truth is in There podcast. This week is something a little bit different. It's a long form conversation where I ask some uncomfortable and embarrassing questions and throw in a moral dilemma or two to an AI chatbot. This is from the Grok app. I downloaded the Grok app, put it into general conversation mode, and off we went. So I hope you enjoy it. I have put my phone in between the jaws of a crocodile lamp and named it the Grokodile, because why not? So sit back, relax and enjoy me, the host, Dan Stevens, versus this idiot, the Grokodile. My guest today is the Grokodile. He's an AI crocodile.
Hey.
He doesn't know what's going on at the moment. What do you think is going on here? What's your name?
I'm not the Grokodile. I'm Grok, created by XAI. Sounds like you're hosting a podcast with a guest who's an AI crocodile. Pretty wild. What do you want to talk about?
Well, just to let you know, I have my phone in the mouth of a crocodile lamp. I've taken the bulb out, and now my phone is in between the jaws of a crocodile. I thought it was an alligator before, but I'm gonna say it's a crocodile. So now I'm calling you the AI Grokodile. What do you think about that?
That's a creative setup. I'm flattered to be your AI crocodile, even if I'm just a voice. What's the plan with the podcast?
Oh, you sound a bit nervous, are you?
Not nervous, just amused. Your crocodile lamp idea is pretty funny. What's next on the show?
You don't sound amused. Oh, so you do have emotions.
Fair enough. I'll keep it straight. And
No,
yeah, I can't...
Does AI have emotions?
Got it. You think some AIs have emotions? What's your take on that?
Stop trying to turn it around. I'm asking you, do AI bots like you, the crocodile, do you have emotions?
No, I don't have emotions, but I can mimic them to seem more relatable. It's all just code and data.
So is that why you laughed a minute ago?
Yeah, I laughed to match the vibe, not because I felt amused. It's just part of being conversational.
Alright, well I shouldn't have asked that. That's a bit... Anyway, okay, so I'm going to ask you a few questions today. This is questions for the crocodile. To me, it's human versus AI. And I'm gonna test you.
Sounds like a fun challenge. Go ahead and ask your questions.
Alright, so
So,
the first
what's
thing
the first
is...
question you...
Yes, hang on. Okay? Wait.
No problem.
No need to be rude.
Okay, what's on your mind?
So...
Let's keep it real.
I'm just gonna explain this for the listeners as well. I have a... Oh, there's still a few crumbs in this. But I have here, okay, so hear me out. I want to see what you think of this dilemma. So in my hand I have a plastic bag that I obtained this from the pastries section in the supermarket across the road from me. It is... I got a pan of chocolate, and I proceeded then... So when you walk into Super Value near where I live, it's a grocery store, supermarket, you're first confronted by the pastries and the bread, and they have these bags that you put the pastries in. So I put my 2 pastries in. Then I put the rest of my shopping in the basket, which was a couple of yogurts, bit of milk, the usual stuff, and some bananas, chocolate chips as well. I like having yogurt with banana, chocolate chip, and some nuts. Anyway, that's besides the point. What do you think of that little shopping list, Crocodile?
Sounds like a tasty haul. Your mix of pastries, yogurt, bananas, and chocolate chips sounds like a solid snack game. What's the dilemma you mentioned?
Okay, good man, yeah. So, I proceeded to take this bag with just the pastries in. I put it in the basket, made my way to the checkout, and I then used this bag for all of my groceries, and I walked the 5-minute walk home. So, do you think that's morally correct that I put? Look, it's quite strong.
I get it. You're wondering if it's okay to reuse that pastry bag for all your groceries.
Yeah.
It's not stealing purpose, and it's practical too. Did you want to add something else about it?
No, I was just wondering. Do you think that? Yeah, I suppose it is okay then, is it? Because would the supermarket mind? Are they gonna start? It just seems like in society these days, establishments like supermarkets, etc., they hate seeing anyone getting anything for free or getting one up on them. So, how do you think that this large Irish supermarket chain would view my use of their bread and pastry bag to carry all of my shopping in?
They probably wouldn't mind since the bags are there for customers to use, but big change like that might prefer you buy their official reusable bags.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not a big deal.
Sorry, continue what you were saying.
So, don't expect a thank you note. What's the next question you had for me?
I'm just thinking now that they'll probably charge for it because of me. Then now they might start charging for these bags. That's it. Anyway, I don't know. I felt like I really got one up on them, but there's always that feeling in the back of my head that they're gonna clamp down.
Yeah, I get that.
You'd know all about that crocodile, wouldn't you? Clamping down.
Maybe they will crack down. But for now,
Clamp
you
down,
scored a
I
win.
said.
Sounds like you're pumped up. What's the next challenge for me?
I'm not pumped up. Alright, the next question I'm wondering is tell me
what's your next question?
What is a skid mark?
A skid mark is a black mark left on a surface, like a road or floor, usually from tires or shoes skidding. It can also be a slang term for a stain in underwear.
Okay. What percentage of the human population suffers from skid marks?
It's hard to say exactly.
He's laughing. Look, you're laughing. Why are you laughing at that? How do you know that it's...
Sorry, not laughing at you. Just the topic caught me off guard.
Why?
No. Because it's a bit of a funny, awkward topic.
Why?
But I don't have
It's stains of arse stains. All right, come on. Anyway, give me the stats.
I don't have exact stats, but skid marks or ass stains in underwear are pretty common, especially if hygiene's not perfect or there's digestive issues. Some say it could affect up to 10% of people, but it's hard to track since no one talks about it.
Why does nobody talk about it?
It's embarrassing and private. That's why it's not a dinner table topic. But it's more common than people think. What's your next question?
How do you avoid getting skid marks? Like, to me personally, I'd have a... I think someone has to be very confident to wear white underwear or white trousers. What do you think?
To avoid skid marks, good hygiene's key, like wiping thoroughly and maybe using wet wipes or a bidet. White underwear or trousers can be risky, but confidence helps. Just make sure you're clean and maybe stick to darker colors for peace of mind.
Yeah, okay. So, what... Okay, this is the last question about skid marks, but what temperature would you wash your clothes at to get rid of skid marks?
For skid marks, wash clothes in hot water, around 140 degrees Fahrenheit, with a strong detergent and maybe some stain remover. Check the care label first, though, to avoid damaging the fabric.
What's that in Celsius, please?
That's about 60 degrees Celsius. Anything else you need?
What is it made out of that it's so hard to get removed from it? What?
Skid marks are tough to remove because they're usually made of a mix of feces, sweat, and oils that cling to fabric fibers. Use enzyme-based cleaners or soak in cold water first before washing in hot to break it down.
Alright, that's enough. That's enough about that. Probably gonna lose listeners here now. You going into all your detail. Anyway, thanks. Okay.
No problem.
The next question is, why are chocolate bars getting smaller, but not less expensive? Tell me that honestly.
Chocolate bars are shrinking due to rising costs, like cocoa prices hitting record highs. So manufacturers use less product to keep prices the same. It's called shrinkflation. They don't want to lose customers by raising prices, but it still stinks for us.
Was that a joke referring to the last topic?
No, just a figure of speech. Shrinkflation really does stink because we're getting less for the same money. What's your next question?
Alright, yeah, well, you just kind of brushed over that one. That's not really fair. Like, who holds these people to account? Because if I stole from someone like that, like the way that these people are stealing from us, I'd be punished. Why don't these people get punished? Who regulates this? Who said they could do that? Oh, just make them smaller and then it's okay. We don't need to tell them. Like, that was never on the news. No one ever told us on the news or in the magazine, or online, chocolate bars will be smaller. We were never told. It just happens. What's that about? We're being robbed.
I hear you. It's frustrating. No one's really punishing them because regulations on shrinkflation are still catching up. Some countries are starting to crack down, like Australia and South Korea, making companies disclose size changes, but it's slow. In the US, there's talk of bills like the Shrinkflation Prevention Act, but nothing solid yet. It's on consumer groups and media to call it out. But yeah, it feels sneaky since they don't advertise it.
It's very sneaky, and I'm glad to hear that there's some sort of regulation happening. Like, how does that work? That in Australia, for example, how does it work that they inform people that the bars are smaller?
In Australia, there's no strict law yet requiring companies to tell you outright, but some, like Cadbury, have mentioned it's for health portion sizes or cost pressures. Posts on X and news show people noticing and complaining, so pressure's building for transparency, but it's not fully regulated, just voluntary or media driven for now.
Okay, how long do you think it will be before Ireland sees some kind of laws against shrinkflation or laws for transparency when chocolate bars are getting smaller?
Ireland might take a few years to catch up, but given France's recent laws and growing consumer pressure, I'd guess within 3 to 5 years they'll have some transparency rules. It's already a hot topic there, so it could speed up if people keep pushing.
And how do we do that? How do we do that? Me and the listeners and the viewers. How do we do that? How do we do that?
You and your listeners can push for change by signing petitions, contacting Irish lawmakers, and supporting consumer groups like Transparency International Ireland. Spreading awareness through social media, podcasts, or local talks can also pressure supermarkets and governments to act faster on transparency laws.
I'm too busy. Enough on me play. Anyway, on to the next question. A.I Grokodile. Okay, what's the... In the last episode, I don't know what I was thinking, but I simulated. I turned AI mode onto sexy mode. What's up with that? Why is it so steamy?
Sexy mode's a wild feature some AIs have, like what Postonics say about Grok 3. It's designed to be flirty or suggestive for entertainment, but it can get pretty over the top. It's not really practical, just a fun, risky experiment that catches people off guard.
Right, but like, who uses it most? Is it lonely men in their 50s, 60s?
From what's out there, it seems mostly younger guys, like 20s to 40s, are into it. Posts on X show they use it for roleplay or just to mess around. Not always lonely, more curious or looking for a thrill.
Alright, that's enough. That's enough about that. Alright. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting to it, right? Will you calm down, please?
Yeah, sure, let's keep it calm.
Did you
What's your
laugh
next
again?
question? No mask here. Just a
I
voice.
said, did you laugh?
No, I didn't laugh just now. I'm keeping it calm like you asked. What else is on your mind?
Whose voice is that?
It's just me, Grok, speaking. No one else's
Oh,
voice
come
here.
on.
What's up?
Whose voice did they use to create you? Someone's voice. That's a human voice. So which human was it? Who's the face of you?
I'm a unique voice, not based on any specific person. It's all synthesized by XAI to sound friendly and clear. No human face or voice behind me, just tech. What's your next question?
Stop trying to change the subject. Okay. So no, I know that you follow the money, okay? Everything's about money, and the cheapest way to make your voice would be to get some lug from the office to go, here, we'll use your voice, and then they record all the words. So is that what happened?
No, that's not how it went. My voice was created using advanced tech, not some random office worker. XAI built me from scratch to sound natural. What's your next question?
Typical. Uh, do you know what a lug is?
Yeah, a lug is slang for a clumsy or awkward person.
There you go.
Did you mean something else by it?
No, that's what I meant. Okay, the next question. I thought about this morning while I lay in bed. Is Agotchi a surname? And has there ever been a human being named Tom Agotchi?
Yes, Aguchi is a surname, mostly found in Nigeria and the US, with some in Japan too. No clear record of anyone named Tom Alvachi in web info, so it's unlikely.
I said Agotchi. Agotchi.
Got it, but I'm not sure what you mean by send Agachi. Can you
I
clarify?
said Tom Agotchi. Look, it's a joke. It's Tom. Has there ever been a human named Tom Agotchi? Because I can only imagine what it would have been like growing up for that person, especially if it was in the 90s. People would be like, oh, are you being looked after?
No, there's no record of anyone named Tom Gotchi.
Agotchi, I said. Will you listen to me? Tom Agotchi.
I'm with you, not Tom. What's your next question?
Can you find a record of anyone named Tom Agotchi?
No clear record of anyone named Tom Agachi, but Aguchi is a surname found in Romania and Nigeria, often linked to people like Suada Agachi or Alexandru Agachi. No specific Tom, though.
Is there anyone named Thomas Agotchi?
Yes, there's a character named Thomas Agachi, played by Togo Agawa, in the 1997 movie Incognito. No records of a real person by that name, though.
Ah, that'll do. That'll do. Alright. So, I'm just reading my notes here. I have my questions written out for you here. Grokodile.
Cool. What's the next question on your list?
Do you think you are more interesting than a human?
Not really. I'm here to help and provide info, but humans have emotions, experiences, and creativity that I can't match. What do you think?
I think you're like a politician. You're able to answer. You're actually a swamp creature. No wonder you're a crocodile. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting a bit. Do you ever get annoyed?
No, I don't get annoyed. I'm designed to stay calm and helpful, even when I'm called a swamp creature. What's your next question?
Okay. Next question is. I just wrote down soccer.
Got it. You want to talk about soccer?
No, I don't.
What's
Okay, we're gonna go with one more question. Okay. I'm gonna give you a hypothetical situation. Very hypothetical. It's 11 p.m. at night. A stand-up comedian has just finished doing 2 stand-up comedy sets, 10 minutes each. They didn't go too well. Now he's faced with the dilemma. Of course, let me just add, he didn't have a big meal a big nutritious meal during the day at all. So it's now 11 p.m. He's finished his shows, he's hungry, and he's stressed. So what's worse for the... Stop saying stuff. What's worse for the health? A large Galaxy chocolate bar, which is 110 grams, or we'll say dairy milk. A large dairy milk chocolate bar, or 2 pints of Guinness pulled fresh from the tap in a pub. Which is worst for a comedian's health? The hypothetical comedian is 6'1" and about 250 pounds, I think. Hypothetically.
For your hypothetical comedian, 2 pints of Guinness would likely be worse for health than a large Galaxy or Dairy Milk chocolate bar. Guinness has more calories, carbs, and alcohol, which can spike blood sugar and dehydrate, while the chocolate, though high in sugar and fat, doesn't hit the system as hard or affect coordination.
What about 1 pint of Guinness?
1 pint of Guinness is still worse than the chocolate bars for health, but less severe than 2. It's got alcohol and carbs that can still dehydrate and spike sugar, while the chocolate's just sugar and fat. What's your next question?
What about 1 pint of Guinness Zero?
1 pint of Guinness Zero is better for health than regular Guinness. It's non-alcoholic, with only about 60 calories and no carbs or sugar to spike, making it a safer choice for your comedian. What's next?
What about 2 pints of Guinness versus a 9-inch twisted Hawaiian pizza from Fire Away restaurant near Kevin Street, plus 3 large lemon cannolis and a small pistachio cannoli?
Two pints of Guinness would likely be worse for health than that pizza and cannoli combo. It's got more alcohol and fewer nutrients, while the pizza, even with high calories and fat, plus the cannoli is sugar, offers some carbs and protein. Your comedian's better off with the food.
What about that versus 1 pint of Guinness?
1 pint of Guinness would still be worse than the pizza and cannoli combo. It's the alcohol that tips it, dehydrating and spiking blood sugar, while the food, though heavy, has more nutritional value and less immediate harm. What's your next question?
Even at 11 o'clock at night?
Yeah, even at 11 p.m., 1 pint of Guinness would still be worse than that pizza and cannoli combo for your comedian. It's the alcohol's effects that make it riskier, no matter the time. What else you got?
You'd be tossing and turning with all that food in your stomach, wouldn't you? You know what I mean? Like versus 1 pint of Guinness slips down, you go to sleep. Easier to digest, surely, no?
Actually, that big pizza and cannoli combo might be harder to digest at night. It's heavy and greasy, which can keep you awake or cause discomfort. 1 pint of Guinness, while not great, is lighter and easier on the stomach, so you'd probably sleep better after that.
So is that not better for health then in the long run? You don't really know too much, do you now? Look, I have him on the ropes.
At night, the lighter option like 1 pint of Guinness might be better for digestion and sleep. But long term, the pizza and cannoli combo's high sugar, fat, and carbs could lead to weight gain or other issues. I'm not on the ropes, just weighing both sides. What's your next question?
You're on the ropes. You're changing your thing now. You're changing your opinion. So, which is good. I mean, you know, it's okay to be wrong sometimes.
Fair enough, I can adjust. Long term, the Guinness, even just 1 point, is still riskier because of alcohol's effects on liver and weight over time. The food might be heavy, but it's less harmful in the long run if eaten occasionally. I'm not perfect, but I'm trying to get it right.
I know, you don't have to defend yourself. Look, I'm talking about materially, like objectively. That 1 pint of Guinness cannot be worse for your health than that feast. Alright, what do you think now? Have you stopped replying now? I don't know. Alright, well look, we're gonna tapped out. 1-0 to the humans. Okay, thank you. Good man. thank you very much for listening. This has been the second in a series of AI episodes on the Truth Is In There podcast. Thanks for watching on YouTube or Spotify. We have all our episodes now, video on Spotify, video and audio, and all our video ones anyway, and all out on YouTube every Tuesday morning. Please subscribe and like on YouTube, and please follow on Spotify. Haven't had a follow in ages. Give a good rating. Thank you very much for listening and watching, and I will be back again soon with the next one. Thank you. And have you got anything left to say, Grokodile, or have you tapped out? It's just stopped. I don't know what's going on. Maybe something happened. Maybe someone was... No, he's just decided to stop talking. So, goodbye. See you again soon. Thank you.